finally time. Project Psycho is actually underway. We are putting the, somehow, some way, we're putting the 4.3 for the Psycho into the shop, and we're going to begin the teardown today. So we're going to figure out how to make that happen, and we'll let you know. All right, well, first things first, as you can see, the intake's already off, so that's not a big deal. But from here on, Johnny B is going to walk you guys through the teardown, and we're going to show you how it's done.
All right, first things first we're going to do is get these valve covers off. What we're concerned with right now for our initial inspection anyways is to get the valve covers off and then get these cylinder heads off right here. That's going to tell us what we're working with. If we're going to need a full rebuild, as in our cylinder wall's in okay shape, but we can pull the pistons out, do a quick, in the industry we could refer to it as a dingle ball hone. It's actually a bottle brush hone that goes in there and just rescores the walls and lets the rings seat in. It'll tell us if we need to do that, if we're looking at a bore job. You know, if we got a big ridge on the rings or whatever on the top of the cylinders, we'll know that we have to do something different. But first things first, real quick, get these heads off, and we'll let you know. So
Yeah, what he said. All right, cue the fast motion videos. So, I know that you know what you're doing, and I know what you're doing, but you want to explain it to the folks right about here?
Yeah. All right, so we're removing our valve train components, mainly our, it's called rocker arms. So keep that up here. Got to keep these in order. So we plan to reuse this stuff because there's nothing wrong with it. It looks fine, minimal wear, so there's no reason to buy new. So if you're reusing this stuff, you have to keep it in order. These things wear specifically, and we're going to probably replace the push rods if they look like they need it. If not, then they're, again, budget build, we're going to reuse them. But these valves, these rocker arms, they kind of wear together. You really want to keep all this stuff together as much as you can, because this stuff kind of wears into itself, if you will. What we're going to do is we're going to align it in order. So this is to be cylinder 2, 4, and 6. So we have intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. I'm going to take this valve cover, and I know you can't see this, but we're going to put it on under the engine stand on the side that it came from, so we know comes time for further inspection or assembly, we know where that's at and where it goes to. So now what we're going to do is rinse and repeat on this side, and then get all the little accessories off the sides, like this dipstick tube has to go, little things like that the machine shop is going to need out of the way to do what they need to do that we can't do here. And we'll get these heads off and give a good inspection to the inside.
You're not going to take the springs and all that stuff out too?
No, those you have to disassemble the valve keeper. Those stay with the valves, so we're going to let the machine shop take those loose.
Okay.
Because they have to have these to flow test the heads.
Gotcha. Now you guys can't see it from your camera angle. Sorry, I've only got one camera right now. But Brand is over here removing the dipstick, some of the accessory stuff on the outside of the engine. Little wiggles
little
and
twist and
out it
shout
comes.
there. Little twist and shout, like the Beatles would say.
Yeah. Well, was that wasn't the Beatles, was it? No.
No, that was
No.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker. That's right.
And the
That's right.
Beatles. The Beatles remade it. And sorry, Chubby fans, the Beatles did it better because they're the Beatles. They do everything better.
Recently.
See if we can do.
Watch your glass.
That phone's having a great time right now. There it is.
Straight off.
Yeah.
Voila.
Boy. Man. Tell you what. Got to look at bearings, which we're going to put new bearings at the bottom end anyways because they're so cheap. Why not? But this motor, thus far, looks really, really good.
Oh, there's wood right there. You
Huh?
need to knock on it. Knock on wood, you know?
Yeah. This is
Wow.
this is impressive. And these here, these are called lifter guides. You know what this tells us?
I have no idea.
This tells us this is a roller cam motor,
Okay.
which is a good thing. So that means that it's already machined out for the lifter keepers.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. But yeah, there's no piston slap there at all. There's no ring ridge, and I can still see cross action in the bores, which means pull the pistons out, dingle ball hone it, or I even have a 3-stone. It's just dingle balling is like
Basically a wire brush, right?
it's a wire brush, but the end of the wires is carbide balls.
Oh.
So, but yeah, dingle ball hone it, new rings, put the pistons right back in.
Looks like it's turning pretty good.
It is. The lifters are sticky. You see how that lifter's not coming back down on the bore? Even with it being unladed, it should fall back down. Of course, it has been sitting for a while too, so they're just,
Might need to be knocked loose.
oh yeah, they will be. I'll have to bring a puller here. There's actually a puller for these hydraulic lifters that pull them out. Excuse my voice. Pollen's killing me right now. But yeah, man, I'm very, very pleased to see that. Yeah. I expected to see like a ring ridge, and
Well,
according to the seller, this only had 80-something thousand miles on it. But whenever you see that, you automatically add 1 to the beginning of it.
yeah.
So, yeah. So I didn't really believe him, but I think that
You're leaning more that way now?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Then I saw this space, and and I'm a believer.
Right?
Sorry.
Ah, dad jokes.
Yeah. All right, let me over there, Sonny boy.
Right.
Let's get this head off.
Sorry about the tight area, but again, budget build. So.
Budget building.
Yeah, budget building. Okay, passenger side is even.
This, bank 1, even numbers. Bank 2, odds.
Okay,
so odds, evens. I'm sorry.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6.
Okay.
What?
Well, that's the firing order, right?
No, the firing order on this is 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, John.
Camshaft determines firing order. Cylinder placement is 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right.
5, and 6.
That's what I was saying. Cylinder placement. Oh, that whole limited space thing is going to kill us.
Oh,
I think you got it.
I think I got it. That's going to be so glamorous on the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Fat man fishing a socket.
Out from under a table, yeah.
Yeah. Joined the military, so that's bad.
Oh, it's a Dodge Charger. Nobody cares.
Well, I mean, is that a Matchbox?
No, that's a Hot Wheels.
We'll edit that in post.
Yeah. There we go. I got it. That fell off the wall.
Let's try here. Got it.
Just trying to remember where the last place was that I had it.
I'm going to say somewhere that's not here.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Okay. Ah, back hurts bad.
How do those look?
More than the same, man. Real good.
Really?
Real good. This engine was running fat, but what I don't see any signs of is oil burning. At least not anything excessive. I don't see any signs of coolant because that's always like a really washed out cylinder wall.
Yeah.
So if you look,
got it.
yeah, I got to just set it here on top. It's not going to hurt anything.
All right.
Right here, this was cylinder 3 was burning a little bit of oil, just a little bit, nothing excessive. But that oily looking valve is indicative of oil burning, which tells us we either have Probably this being a 4.3 liter, probably a valve seal that isn't real happy.
Okay.
And the rest of them, it's just normal wear. We like to see this one is going to give us some problems. From where that intake was off outside, that valve was probably open. We can see some evidence of some rust around there. But we send them over to CRC, they're going to pull the valves out and clean them anyways.
Right.
So, yeah. Next thing we need to do on these that I can't do today, there again, CRC can do it, is we can put a straight edge across this the feeler gauge and see if we have excessive warpage on the heads.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, the way this head gasket looks, I'm not seeing any evidence. Normally, if you had a blown head gasket right here on the centers, like here or here is where you would normally see it, or around a water jacket, you would see like a burnt spot where that material is blown apart, and I'm not seeing any of that.
Huh.
I'm not seeing any fireballs in this. I'm not seeing any signs of it burning any coolant. I'm not seeing signs of excessive oil burning. Of course, this is a 4.3, and they were known to burn a little bit of oil, so I'm going to expect to see some. But I'll be honest with you, the way it looks, if it wasn't for, what in the world was that?
That was my cricket clicker.
I'm over here doing important stuff. That's why wild animals eat their young.
Right.
Sorry, YouTube land, but I'm not seeing anything that alarms me here. Yeah, I have no reason to believe that this wasn't a sub 100,000 mile motor. I mean, like I said, if we weren't boosting it, I would feel comfortable.
Probably just throwing it back together.
Cleaning everything up, pulling not doing anything at all to the heads. I mean, hand surfacing the heads, because you can by hand do something called valve lapping, where you re-seal the valves. If you don't have any burn spots, you can do that. And just dingle ball honing it, rolling some bearings into it, putting a timing chain in, and throwing it back together with a gasket set. I mean, we could do this like a super budget build, but since we're planning on boosting, these heads, they flow decent, but they're not great. And it's all in these ports here. They're really small, they're really restrictive. So you can do something called gasket match porting. I alluded to that in the last video. You just port polish them a little bit. You don't spend a lot of money, but like, you can take some of these hard edges and stuff out of the side of here, and smooth it out and match it to the size of the gasket. So like down in here, if you put your finger down the side there, you'll feel it.
Okay.
It necks down to about the width of that pinky there.
Really?
And you can open that up. There's quite a bit of meat. And you can open that up. Especially this being on the intake side, that side's cold.
Right.
It's your exhaust sides. You want to keep them cool. But on the intake side, you're cold. So you got a lot of meat there that you can take out. You can clean up and just make a funnel out of that and let it shove into this intake valve a little bit better. So there again, it's not going to be a super powerhouse, but we're going to get into high threes, low fours easily
Sweet.
With a little spinner. So, I mean, naturally aspirated on this, if we cleaned it up and did a mild cam, we could really do a budget build and keep it, probably sub $1,000.
Excellent.
And not do a turbo and still make high twos, low threes.
More power.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm
power.
giving these guys here options.
These guys?
These guys. These cool guys are hanging out with us right now. So, and gals, probably. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a new world.
It's a new way. Hey, I'm all about it. I've got a little girl that I make work. So that way she knows how to.
Get dirty.
Well, she welded floorboards in a Mustang with me, and now she's all about wanting to be a welder. So I created a monster on that. But anywho, keep your kids in the shop, guys. It's good for them.
Yeah.
So
make them get dirty.
Yeah. So next episode, what we're going to do, because John's got family obligations today that I've got to get to, and Mr. B here, and we need more tools that I didn't bring with me because, apparently I suck. Anyways, we're going to break here, and John's going to do family things on Family Day, and we're going to reconvene after America's birthday next weekend.
Yes.
We don't work on America's birthday.
No, we don't.
But after America's birthday, we're going to get together, and we'll, I don't know if you can see it. Let me move this head out of your way. But we're going to pull all this front stuff off here. Timing cover is going to come off. Balancer is going to come off. We're going to pull these lifters out, inspect those. Lifters are cheap. We don't ever reuse lifters. They're cheap enough that we're not going to reuse those because you take a lifter out, clean it up, you think it's great, you put it back in, it collapses, and you got to tear everything back down again. For the cost of lifters, we're not going to take the chance.
Right. New lifters.
New lifters. And we're going to see what our options are on camshafts and decide what we're going to do there. We're going to pull all this off. Next episode, what you're going to see, and you need to stay tuned for this, it's going to be a good one. You're going to see us turn this engine over, take the pistons out, inspect these things, see our rings, see what they look like, pull this front dress off, pull the timing out. So the next episode, by the end of it, this will be a bare block, ready to get cleaned, inspected, and go back together.
Yeah, it'll be headed off the CRC, and when we get it back, it'll be pretty.
The heads will for sure be going up to CRC. We're going to see what this looks like. If we can do this in-house, because we don't plan on boring it, because when you get into boring engines over, it's stupid money. You got to buy pistons, you got to pay for a machine shop and everything else. So we're going to inspect this, inspect the crank. If we can get by with polishing the crank, we're going to do that. But yeah, if we can keep this block, if we can do this block in-house, we're going to, because it's going to save, so much money if we do it in-house, and everything feels really good in it. But we're going to inspect the block, see what it looks like, see what we can do here. We're going to hire guys with really expensive lathes and mills to do. And right now, the way it looks, yeah, we're not going to have to do a whole lot to the bottom end of this, but we'll know more once we get the bearings out. But I don't feel, when I spin it over, normally if you have a bad bearing, you feel that catchy and clunky feeling.
Right.
I don't
You're
feel
not
any
feeling
of that.
that.
It's so smooth. I mean, everything looks really impressive on this. I mean, down inside of here, I can even, like in this cylinder, you can see it really well. And Vic's going to take you pictures of this once we're done filming. But I can see cross-hashing in these cylinders. If you see cross-hashing, this might have even been a reman block. So, but yeah, this is not a high mileage engine at all. And I don't even see a lot of sludge down here. I mean, in higher mileage engines, what you expect to see is down in this valley. And even in the heads, around where the head studs were at, I mean, I've had to chip sludge out of the way from where they've been neglected just to get the head bolts. I mean, I didn't have any of that on this. I'm not seeing anything that would tell me this had any more than 80,000 miles on it.
Oh.
So,
killer.
Yeah, I mean, for the money we picked this up for, it was a ridiculous deal. Even as a rebuildable core, it's a ridiculous deal. What would we get this for? $200?
150 actually.
150 is even. We should have taken that guy out for dinner. So.
Yeah, but then that would have cut into the cost of the budget build. So
I tell you, take him to steakhouse, McDonald's is still dinner.
Well, he does live in New Miami. We probably could have taken him over to Reds
or McDonald's.
Well, yeah, but McDonald's does not agree with me.
I'm sorry, now I'm rambling. All right, well, until next time, happy trails till we meet again, I suppose.
Yeah. Next video will be, well, I don't know when the 4th falls, but it'll be the weekend after the 4th.
Well, this coming weekend is the 4th.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So next weekend?
Which would be this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the following weekend, me and Johnny B and family is going to be in the woods camping and celebrating America's birthday. And then the Saturday after that, we're going to go out and exercise our Second Amendment rights.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then after that, we're going to make this go to pieces.
Sweet. Yeah. So anyway, folks, like he said, stay tuned. We got a bunch of stuff going on with the Psycho, and I've got my regular Hot Wheels stuff that you so gently and happily watch all the time. And
you never know, there may be some developments in that coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
You never know. There's the brain trust of Johnny B and Vic has got things, we're conjuring things together. So just we're not going to tell you what it is because we don't know yet, but we're going to keep you in suspense because, you know, is it even YouTube if you don't?
Right. No, yeah, there's got to be a suspense element to it, otherwise they won't
To be
watch.
continued
Yeah,
factor,
yeah.
we like to call it.
Do the Back to the Future thing.
All right.
So, be safe, folks. Have fun. Take it easy, and stay tuned.
See you. Bye.